Hello, everybody. We are very happy to have Dr. Maitreyi Rajgopalan. She's my junior from Sri Ramchandra University. Maitreyi, you can give a short intro about yourself.
Hi, Vanessa. So I completed my BDS from Ramachandra in the year 2017. And after that, I briefly worked in one of the private clinics. And I also did a small project training program in Oral Cancer Institute, Adyar, because I always wanted to pursue research and academics in dentistry. So that was what I was looking at. And which is why I thought this would help me in my future. And so I studied that in Adyar Cancer Institute. After which I went to UK to pursue my postgrad in oral biology. I did my oral biology masters from Baths and the London School of Medicine and Dentistry.
Sorry to interrupt. So how did you get the idea of oral biology?
So, like I already mentioned before, I wanted to pursue something in research aspect of dentistry. I wanted to get into teaching line. So I thought after having spoken to a few people like teachers, my own teachers and few of my seniors, I thought oral biology would be a better option. So I had two options. I was either planning to do a master's in public health or oral biology, but I was more inclined to pursuing oral biology because I always liked doing research. So which is why I chose oral biology. And I had two options, either to go in for US or UK. But after writing down the pros and cons, I felt UK would be a better choice because given that UK is going to be a one-year master's program, and when it comes to fees and all of that, UK was a better choice. So which is why I went ahead and did
That's nice.
my master's.
So oral biology is basically if somebody is inclined towards research after you're finishing your dentistry, that's going to help. So is there a similar oral biology course in India apart from US and UK?
In India, no. As far as I know, there's not many courses. Oral biology is not a recognized degree in India. Mostly it's a straightforward approach. Like people do BDS and then go in for MDS or FDS, something like that. So if abroad is something that you're looking at, in that case, oral biology would be a better choice compared to doing a graduate program.
Correct. So my next question would be, so do you have to prepare for any particular entrance for this, or based on your final year marks, did you get into the university?
Okay, so basically for both UK and US, there's no entrance exam, but you'll have to give a lot of English language exam like TOEFL or IELTS.
TOEFL.
It's preferred that it's in UK, they prefer IELTS over TOEFL. Not that they won't accept, but IELTS is preferred. So you need to secure a minimum of at least a 7 in your TOEFL score. And
out of
and each module you'll have to score at least 6.
I'm sorry, TOEFL you scored 7 out of
9.
Okay, 9.
IELTS 9. Yeah, so 9 is the maximum you can get. So at least a minimum of 7 they expect in most universities. Some universities they even ask for a 6.5, all of that. But 7 is better. The higher the better. And a minimum of at least 6.5 in each section. Like you have reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So at least 6.5 you need to have. So apart from that, you would have to submit your marks also, your transcripts. So for your marks, they require at least a first class or distinction. So higher the marks is better, but at least first class they definitely prefer in both US and UK. And apart from that, you will have to give in your reference letters. So 3 reference letters and 1 coming from the dean of your institution. These are the main requirements, and statement of purpose is a requirement also. So that you would have to tailor it according to the university. So some ask for something like 1,000 words, some say 1 page. So it depends again, according to the university. Yeah, so, and of course your CV also.
So did you have any publications in your CV?
publications, when I applied for my master's, I didn't have any publications, but currently I'm working on one of my publication work. Okay. So that's still not yet published. So if you're going to apply for a PhD, it's prefer that you have a publication, at least one publication you should have. So better chance of getting into a PhD.
Okay. So did you get to choose the university, or it was like entirely like you had like a couple of options to choose the university where you wanted to do oral biology?
So I applied only for UK. So, and I had 4 choices. So I applied for, in UK, you have 4 universities which offer oral biology course. So one is the university where I studied, that is Queen Mary, Barts, part of Barts and London School of Medicine and Dentistry. Then you have Cardiff University. And then you have Dundee University was there initially, but now I think they've removed the program, oral biology program. And then you have Glasgow also. So these were the 4 universities. I got an offer for all 4, but I preferred this because in terms of my research interest also, and this was in London proper, so I thought this would be a better option. But in US, you have a lot of more opportunities. You have like 8 or 9 universities which offer the same course.
And was there any visa issues or something like that?
No, I don't have a visa issue, but it's a long run process actually. You are required to at least complete your application by, at the earliest, like preferably by December, because once you start applying for your visa, you need a CAS number for the UK. And to get that number again, that would take at least 2-3 months. Depends. So the earlier you submit your application, the better for you. So after that, it will take at least 1 month for you to apply and get the visa. It's quite a long process. That is why, otherwise there's no issues. If you submit all your documents properly and thoroughly check it, then it won't be an issue. Yeah.
So how much did it approximately cost you to get to the UK and study this oral biology course?
So basically, there are no scholarships. I'll be honest here. When it comes to UK, getting scholarship and studying is relatively hard. Whereas in the US, you have the opportunity of pursuing, like doing a teaching assistant and partially fund your education. Whereas in the UK, it's not possible like that. So it's a 1-year program. And for your international students, now they've increased the fees. So when I studied, it was around 17,000 pounds. So approximately 15 to 16 lakhs for that 1 year. In addition to that, you will have cost of living and all of that. So definitely, I'd say it come to about 30 lakhs. If depends on how you spend. You do have options of doing something like a part-time job and all of that. But then again, you have to manage your part-time job as well as your studies.
Course, the oral biology course. Yeah. So why did you learn something new in oral biology? Did you learn something new?
Yeah, so my course was actually, I'd say it's an overlap of basic sciences and dentistry. So a lot of studies were to do with dental biophysics. So it depends on the institution where you're studying. So my institution, they focused a lot on enamel regeneration, all of that. And a lot of dental materials research was ongoing in that. So I learned about a lot of techniques in imaging, like 3D techniques, like X-ray, microtomography, NMR. They were completely new to me. I had no idea, like I've never learned or heard of those terminologies. So that really, it was very useful and helpful. So, yeah.
So apart from this, so what are you planning to do next? Ideally, what does an oral biology candidate do next in the UK?
So mostly they'd go for a PhD. That would be the first choice. So getting a PhD, again, you can't immediately get it. So you need to keep applying. It might take quite a long time. So it can take somewhere between 1 year to 2 years. It depends on the university where you're going to apply, and they have to have that kind of resource and funding available. So, or if you can self-fund, then then it would be relatively easier. But if you were to self-fund, I'd say it will cost you at least £100 or even more than that, 100 to 200,000 pounds. It'll be like almost 1 crore. So I'd say the best option is to go for fully funded PhD programs. So it can take a long time, but you shouldn't lose hope. You should keep trying. In the meantime, try to do a lot of publication work, and then do works that improve your CV so that you have a higher chance of getting into a PhD. So mostly they'll go in for a PhD and then get into academic line, teaching line. That's what they do. And apart from that, some people choose to go in and write their ORE exam. So which is the licensing exam for the UK.
Correct.
Yeah, so they do that, but then again, the course is very intense. So having said that, it's like a 1-year master's program. So you have to make sure that you have the time to dedicate to both your course as well as for your ORE. So again, it depends on the person, I would say.
So
these are the two main options that people go in for: PhD or a clear and practice dentistry.
So once you have an oral biology in UK, is it going to help you knowledge-wise or like exemption from any of the OREs there?
ORE, I wouldn't say it will have a weightage, but definitely it will give you that time period to prepare and study if you're going to be there. So you can easily prepare and study. So mostly, invariably, people choose to take some master course, not just ORE. Not just oral biology. So some people take public health, and they prefer to give their exams because most of the exams is over there. So you can't write it here. So which is why they choose it. Definitely, it'll have an addition weightage, but I won't say you'll for sure get a job or for sure it will help you in your future. So
that's good. So thank you so much for spending your time. But before I conclude, do you want to say something to people watching, someone who wants to take oral biology or are confused as to what to do after BDS? And if they want to do oral biology, what would you say to them? Sweet and short.
Yeah, so I would say first choose the country of your choice. So be very clear if you want to pursue something in research or academic field, go for it and choose the country of your choice. Don't shift between US and UK. So have one straight approach and go for that country. I'll be honest here, UK getting funding is quite hard. Whereas US, you do have some more opportunities like doing a research assistant, and funding and all is relatively easier, but it's not an easy task. Like, having said that, both US and UK are going to be tough and hard, but don't in between change your line of focus. Like, say first you want to do a PhD, then you go in for ORE and write your exam. It will make the process very hard. So
correct. Thank you so much. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Best of luck for all your future endeavors. And is it okay if I can share your email ID as a part of the interview?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll just send it to me in WhatsApp. I'll add it at the end of the video.
Sure. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No problem.